broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Now is this it?
This is it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, the after show of Fox's The Grinder, starring Rob Lowe and Fred Savage. I'm your host, Stephen Helmkamp. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stephen Helmkamp. My regular co-host, Leslie Ambrose, called out sick tonight, so we wish her the best of health. Get better soon. But we have a special guest tonight, Miss Kelly Tittle, filling in.
Woo! I'm so pumped to be here, guys.
We go way back, Kelly.
We do. I mean, we're great friends. I don't think you follow me on Instagram.
What?
But we don't. I don't think you do.
Really?
Surprise, surprise.
Well, let's change
Let's
that
do it right
now. I had to wait till we're on air to blow that out.
I'm all about your, all your posts, your dog, all that jazz.
I do have a really, really cute dog.
He's so obsessed with his dog. Oh, my goodness gracious.
It's a little ridiculous. Well, Kelly and I know each other the same way that Leslie and I know one another. We host together on another network, Juice TV. Leslie called out sick, so it was just going to be me and you, audience, tonight. But thankfully, Kelly came last minute, so thank you so much for being here.
I'm pumped.
You've seen one other episode besides tonight's episode, right?
Yes, I saw the pilot of The Grinder and then tonight's episode. So I'm gonna put myself into the new viewer.
Perfect.
New, mid-season.
Yeah, brand new coming in. We
Right.
got kind of a different perspective, which I love that. I've been with the season all along. We're on episode 8 right now. So tonight's episode, hilarious. I absolutely loved it. Star-studded event.
Totally.
Jason Alexander, Timothy Olyphant.
It was really great. They were great to look at as well.
Great to, especially at the end. Timothy Olyphant being shirtless there.
I wasn't complaining. I was not complaining at all.
I wonder, if he stays in shape like that, or if he just, beefed up just for that.
I mean, that has to be a lot of work. I don't think there can be
because he probably didn't have that much time.
There cannot be an off and an on season.
Yeah.
That is a year-round commitment to be looking that great.
When you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
Oh yeah. You
know the drill. So this episode was really funny. So again, you had a lot of guest stars coming on, Jason Alexander. So it was a really cool perspective. This being that in our past predictions, Leslie and I's past predictions is we would love to see more of Dean's life in Hollywood.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of catch up with him with his today life in Idaho.
Yeah, that's exactly what
we
happened.
had this episode,
it's
right?
Really cool.
So it was about Dean kind of questioning his purpose on the show. They were doing a lot of flashbacks, the meaning of his show, because Jason Alexander plays the creator of the show, Cliff Bemis, which is a really funny character name. And Cliff, played by Jason, just really wants to show Dean's bod.
Yeah.
He's really just being kind of a surface creator. Just give the audience what they want. Let's show your abs.
Which kind
get the
of
ratings high.
Which is funny because I feel like that's representative of all of Hollywood and always, what is on almost every single show that you watch.
Yeah.
And what's also funny about it is not that guys don't have that struggle too of, feeling like they're being objectified and all that stuff, but it's a lot of times a girl struggle, and a lot of times girls are always asked. So I just thought that was so funny. It's they took a comedic take on an actually serious, issue, I would say, here in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That's a really good point. And I have this article here from USA Today where Jason Alexander talks about how he got involved with the show. And, quote, it's a really funny, smart show. I'm not an easy audience, but they make me laugh every week. The whole send-up of Hollywood, television, and celebrity that they do through Rob's character is great. But for me, the heart of the show is this unbelievable, great comedic chemistry between Rob and Fred.
Yeah.
And he says the whole send-up of Hollywood. Hollywood. So, and I've always said throughout this season that they poke fun of Hollywood.
They do.
And the
That's
celebrity
exactly what they
and
were
actor.
doing.
And I love that about
It was really
Hollywood.
cool.
He goes on to say the push persona that Rob is pulling off beautifully juxtaposed against Fred's hapless everyman. Alexander was intrigued by the role of Cliff, a swaggering, blustery guy with an Indiana Jones complex who tries to handle Dean when he argues against the program's formulaic approach. And then he goes on to say Cliff, his character, sort of embodies the lowest common denominator factor which television can be. Let's just give the audience what they want. There's a little beefcake for the girl. Let's not worry about the story. And Rob's character is the guy who wants to be the actor and talk about issues. It's the class of Hollywood ideologies. Exactly what you just pinpointed.
Exactly that. This show, I mean, just from, I'm going to call myself an outsider standpoint, coming in, does such a good job of, like, tackling, like, real issues and, you know, real, like, family concerns, especially around the holidays, because everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Everybody has, like, family drama when it comes to the holidays. And so it's like they were able to take these real, you know, universal truths, such as, you know, Hollywood, you know, sexism and all that kind of thing, but make it totally funny and have all this character development and do it in, like, 22 minutes.
22 minutes. That's a really great point. Yeah, they take a lot of issues that go on in Hollywood, being those two different Hollywood ideologies where you have an actor who wants to be about the story and the character and meaning, which we see Dean talking about, wanting to do episodes about, like, abortion and whatever else he said. I don't. A couple of
college campus rape. And I'm not smiling while I say that.
Right, but he's wanting to do that, and then you have the creator of the show is like, let's just get the ratings. That's more dollars, more advertisement money when you just take off your shirt.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a factor in that. Definitely more so for girls than for guys. And you mentioned the family drama. We're totally going to get into that a little bit later on in the show here.
Can I just say, you have so many notes, and here, this is my first time at AfterBuzz, and I'm like,
let's
look
show
at our
them what we
difference
got.
of
Here's
notes.
my notes. Here's Kelly Tittle's notes.
Okay, and one of my notes is Rob Lowe's the man. That is what I doodled down. I felt like I was back in, like, high school again, where you're, like, sitting next to the really smart kid and you're, like, supposed to be, you know, writing down. I was like, I'm just gonna write because I'm supposed to be.
So the way that this works here at AfterBuzz, we come in before we tape here, and we have screening studios, and we watch the episode together and take notes. And Kelly stopped me as we're watching the episode. I was like, you have so many notes. I don't know what to write.
Can we pause and can I, like, cheat off your notes right now? I don't know what I'm doing.
Like it's a test or something.
It was.
But you know, you're great, and you don't even need notes because you're a pro.
Thanks. Making me blush.
So we come up with, in the beginning of the top of the episode, why does Stu hate Thanksgiving? So Stu initially at dinner wants to just have a free day. Yeah, maybe we'll go to the lake, or you kids can do this or do that. And Dean is like, no, what are you talking about? Thanksgiving is about the family being together, being a unit.
Right.
And it's a question of why does Stu hate Thanksgiving? So then Claire encourages Stu to tell him what happened.
Which totally, like, was way beyond my expectation. Let me talk about predictions. I did not think that Yao was going to be such a questionable, you know, guest at the Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
That was, did not see that one coming.
Well, last week or the week before, Leslie and I were curious about Mom. They haven't really talked about Mom in this season. Like, what happened? I didn't even know they were divorced. Like, we posed, like, where is Mom?
But they grew up in a rock and roll age. So, you know, maybe she's off touring. What can I say?
Right. So it was great to finally kind of get some clarity on what happened with the parents and Mom. So Stu hates Thanksgiving because he walked in on their mother and Yao, which is a family friend, I guess one of the dad's old business partners, probably in a law firm, doing the deed. Yeah, and they said to, like, visualize, you know, close your eyes and visualize. And I'm not saying for you to, you know, play this out for me. Yeah. I didn't get it. I was like trying to, like, should we pause this? I was like, I have no idea what's going on right now. Well, just saying. Fred breaking down that scene of the mother and Yao hooking up was hilarious. She's like, he's going to tell Rob. And he's like, Claire, honey, you need to step out because it's about to get graphic. That was so funny. She's like, well, I'm definitely staying now. Her line was, the second before she said it, I was like, well, I'm staying. Like, she should stay. And then she did. It was so funny. Yeah, and he talks about the mom standing up and then Yao being upside down. And
you don't need to go into detail.
Well, what I want to talk,
It's
been consistent that the banter that these actors do kind of just seems like they're riffing. It kind of seems improv. And when we had Hannah on, she gave us a lot of great behind the scenes stories, and there is a lot of improv while they're filming. Like the writers write awesome scripts, so there's obviously that blueprint, but they do allow them to kind of ad lib.
That's really cool, because not every show has that, has that creative control. So I think that that's amazing, and it shows that they're comedic geniuses if they are able to take that and implement that into the show. Oh, that's exciting. I would be curious to see what is really in the script, and then what's
what's not.
That would be really cool.
Right. So it was funny to me to see Fred just do his little riff. I feel like it was a riff. It could have been in the script, but where he's like, Claire was like, and Rob was like, wait, so he was just holding Yao like that? And Claire was like, yeah, your mom was into CrossFit that year. And
I'm just getting embarrassed to Fred, he's
talking
just like,
about this. With the arms and stuff. Yeah, okay, moving on. I just found that was one of my notes.
It was
funny
good.
Stu
It was a
describing
funny
the affair scene.
The writers, I just wish I could be in that writing room as they're like coming up with that, just sitting around the table and just like, that is so bizarre.
I know. Yeah, it's a really funny show, and the comedic genius behind the writers are hilarious. Oh, and actually I do have another little article about the writers, the creators of the show, what they said here. And one of their favorite parts of writing the show is writing the procedural like cases, all the law.
That's fun.
Yeah. Trying trials and scenes like that. So Grindr co-creators Andrew Mogul and Jared Paul say they love writing plots and dialogue for the legal procedural part of the show. The internal Grindr features Mitch Grindr, full name Mitchard. And being that they employ stock dialogue and familiar tropes ripping off of human-like masks to reveal himself. That experience leads real-life Dean to use distant stares and suggest depth and to walk out of a room to emphasize an incisive comment that really isn't. So Mogul, one of the creators, says, we don't think of making fun of it, like being a lawyer, as much as paying homage. So yeah, those are just some quick words from the two creators. But then we cut to Dean flashback on a beach where Timothy Olyphant is introduced.
Once again, let's applaud him for a sec.
I know him.
Really?
Yeah. I did a little work with Timothy Olyphant.
Is he as beautiful in person as he is on screen? Be honest.
Good looking guy.
I feel like there's some hesitation.
No, good looking guy. Very nice guy.
Okay.
And so
Is he really tall in person? He just looks so like manly and like tall.
Okay. Yeah, you're gooing and guying now. Okay.
Is it? I don't know. I haven't met him.
No. Really? Yeah, handsome guy.
He's a really nice guy. He's awesome. Great communicator.
So he's the star of Justified.
Yes.
They had multiple seasons on FX,
okay.
hit show.
Okay.
And I was an actor on one of the shows.
Oh,
I had 2 scenes with Timothy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's great. It was one of my first roles here in LA.
Wow.
And as soon as I got to set, he came right over to me and was like, hey man, how are you? Hey, my name's Tim, nice to meet you.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we did our scenes. I had like 10 lines, and the funniest thing, like I remember after lunch he just went and zonked out in his trailer, and his boots were just like hanging out of his door. Like as you walk by, you could just see his boots kind of hanging out of his door, and he was playing music and his feet were just like tapping to the beat. And I was like, what a star.
Oh man.
Like, so yeah, Timothy gets introduced, and he gives this inspirational talk to Dean saying, you can keep your dignity with your shirt on. Because Dean is having all this turmoil about taking his shirt off all the time. And
it was such a convincing little speech. I really thought he was being genuine, except now, looking back, I can see, that he had his shirt off in that scene, right?
I didn't even catch that.
I feel like that's, some parallelism. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
For like he had his shirt off, right? So and then it
he was toying. He was fooling.
That's what it is. Foreshadows.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
So he was kind of setting Dean up, like, yeah, keep your shirt on, bro.
Oh yeah, totally.
Meanwhile,
of course, so he can come in and steal his thunder.
Because he'll take his shirt off and do that.
Exactly. Drop the pen.
Wow. Kelly Tittle, first day on the job. I didn't even see that.
Second episode of Grindr ever.
That's amazing. If you saw that and you're an audience member watching you right now, tweet me. I will give you a shout out and we'll read your comment on live YouTube right now, because I didn't catch that. If you did, comment, hit me on Twitter, because that's how I can check it right now. I'll check it in a minute. So that's great. We introduced him, and then fast forward a little bit. Dean now encourages Stu to confront Yao and save Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Because Dean invited Yao over.
Yep.
Stu's freaking out. So Stu's not having it.
Nope.
All of a sudden, he's up, not feeling well, and is in the garage.
There's just a lot of upset tummies on this Thanksgiving dinner.
Pepto-Bismol needs to be going around.
And it does. It really does.
Yeah. So Stu wants to just sit out this Thanksgiving, let it blow over. Everything will go back to normal in a couple of hours. But he's going to continue to live with that trauma.
Yeah.
You got to confront it, call it out as it is.
Right.
And get over it.
Rip the Band-Aid.
Rip the Band-Aid. So Dean gives him this pep talk, which we see a lot of that camaraderie between the two.
Yes.
If Dean's down in the dumps or something,
kind of a
Stu
nice
will
little
give him the
brotherly
pep talk.
moment.
Awesome chemistry between these two actors. Yeah.
It seems like there's some, strife going on. So it brings them together. Yao.
I know. Yeah.
Yao, man.
They come back into dinner, and they call it out. They confront it with Dad, and I love the dad. He has this like Matthew McConaughey, all right,
Yeah,
kind of vibe.
totally.
Like he's smoking weed the whole
Because he's
episode.
from the rock and roll age of 2009.
Right. To that way back.
Way back.
5 years ago, all the way back. So the dad is most upset by the door not being locked.
Right. But can I just say, were you slightly proud of me that at this moment, right before he, says that he knew, I looked over at Steven and I said, I think he already knew. I think he already knows that this is going on. I called it.
The dad already knew what was going on? Yeah.
I did feel like I predicted that, and that was accurate.
Well, Kelly, it's a no-brainer. You're an all-star hero here at AfterBuzz already. Shining.
Oh, man.
Getting all the plots we're not.
I mean, I have these headphones are barely staying on my head, and I'm not sweating, but other than that, I'm like so pumped.
We're powering through. So that was hilarious. Yeah, the dad being upset by the door not being locked.
Yeah, that was so funny.
And then, of course, Stu gets past his trauma, being that got it out in the open, got through with it.
Yes.
Accepted the dad living the rock and roll lifestyle. And Dean saved the day.
Dean saved the day.
Saved the day.
Always.
And then we cut to the family in the living room watching, I guess, the finale of The Grinder, whatever season they're on, with the preface of the new Grinder.
Which looks good, and if this were a real show, I'd be tuning in. That's all I have to say.
I just thought it's just so well done.
Yeah.
The way they insert these characters seamlessly, and the way that they are now leaving us cliffhangers where we're just excited to see what's to come next.
It's just so, I know we said this earlier in the show, but it is so impressive that there's so much character development in a 22-minute episode.
Right.
That they balance the elements of, there's comedy and there's drama and there's suspense, and I feel like from just, watching 2 episodes, watching the pilot and then watching this episode, I know the characters, and I think that is remarkable, because so often you watch shows that are 22, 30, the sitcoms, and they don't get that, they can't figure that out. And when you watch an hour-long show, they have that flexibility to really, explain to you why you love the character.
Yeah.
And so that's what's so cool about this show.
They're doing a lot in a little bit of time.
Yeah, exactly. It's really remarkable.
And bringing on these huge guest stars. Do you feel like Rob Lowe is just rolling through his Rolodex or his iPhone, just saying let's call up Tim and see if he's busy in the next month?
I think so. My best friend goes to Duke, and she goes to school with Rob Lowe's son, and so who's
also on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that?
No,
I didn't know that until a couple episodes ago.
I did not
His
know
character's
that.
name is Zadak.
No
He's been
way.
on 2, maybe 3 episodes. He plays
That's so
Lizzie's
cool.
boyfriend. He's
That's really
one of the
cool.
cool kids in high school. The kid's probably 15,
So
16.
apparently he's cool in college too, because my girlfriend told me about him. But she said that she's seen Rob, when the fraternities have bring your parents to
Rob Lowe goes to bring your parents to school day.
He has gone to the fraternity parties. So Rob Lowe parties at, frats.
Is he like Frank the Tank? Is he doing like keg stands? And,
I heard he was cool. I mean, I did write Rob Lowe is the man, and I think he's that way.
Clearly has a lot of meaning to it. Yeah. Isn't that awesome that his son's a pretty good actor too.
That's really cool. I will definitely want to go back and watch some of his episodes.
You should, Kelly Tittle. We were introduced to Timothy Olyphant being the new grinder, New Orleans.
Do you think that he's going to be a recurring character?
I do know that Jason and Timothy will be on next week's episode.
Oh, that's something to look forward to.
It is. Yeah. Country twang?
You were doing the British accent before the show started.
I did do that a little bit.
He did. And so now I'm, just feel like the country twang needs to come out to balance the accents, right?
It ain't no thing to pull out that country twang. Come on. I'm from the South.
Oh, no, you're not.
I know how to do that. Come on.
Is Florida? Florida's I do not consider Florida
I'm from Pensacola Beach. That's the redneck Riviera, girl. Come on.
Florida.
It's country. We're like a step over from Alabama.
I think of it like Atlanta. I think of like Texas, Georgia, places like Louisiana. That's like Florida. And like Miami, you're sipping your.
We have a section of the beach called Chicken Bone Beach, where you bring out chicken wings and cold ones, and you kick it all day.
Okay, I feel like you'll win this argument, but I will give it to you. Florida is the South.
No doubt.
You have a great Southern accent, Stephen.
Thank you very much. And just to give a couple of shout outs here to some of our viewers, Dean Walker on Twitter, thanks for hitting us up and saw your tweets, man. It said something like you were going to be working with Hannah. I'm not sure what that was. Clarify. Hit me back on that.
That is exciting.
On YouTube, Happy Witch Gal. I did read that article that you posted. She posted a comment on her YouTube video, a blooper reel of Fred making Rob Lowe break character during a scene.
That's funny.
It's pretty good. It was on The Rap. If you go Google The Rap, Fred Savage, The Grinder, it's a funny little blooper reel.
That's great.
So thank you for that, Happy Witch Gal. And then I don't even know how to say this, but Okoho Zero something.
You just gotta say it with a little bit more confidence than that.
Okoho Zero something?
Yes, sounds awesome.
Read your comments. Thank you very much, bro. Appreciate those. Keep them coming. And we did love having Hannah here. He said we were starstruck by having Hannah here. But really, it was just excitement because she was so awesome and gave us such a great interview.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be starstruck.
Yeah. She plays Lizzie on the show, the daughter. Mm-hmm. So Hannah's probably going to be joining us again in future episodes.
Awesome.
She was episode 6, so you can go back and check that out.
Okay.
She was awesome. Okay, I think we're going to move into predictions.
Oh, exciting.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
We have special effects here, Kelly.
This is so cool. I just want to look around at all the lights going on right now.
Right. So, I'll go first. If you
I mean, I don't know. Okay, you go first, and then I'm going to maybe, base my prediction off of what you say.
Sure. So, we've got a little inside information. We know Jason and Timothy are going to be back next week. So, obviously, you can't have 2 stars on the show and not involve them in the episodes.
Right.
So, I think that we're going to see more flashbacks of Dean working with Jason on the show, some creative differences there.
Okay.
Because that was just really interesting to see Dean's life in Hollywood being on set, because that's what we've as hosts have been asking for this whole season, is seeing more of the LA life. And
like maybe why he left the show. Did they clarify that earlier on?
Not totally.
Because I feel like that just totally. I mean, I'll just say, like, from just watching these 2 episodes, I got everything. Like, I really understood so much just from this episode.
Yeah.
So they didn't clarify all that earlier on?
Not typically. I mean, like you said, they have so much to do in 22 minutes. So there's a lot that's left out because they're carrying multiple storylines kind of throughout the season here. So
okay,
that wasn't
I can see
totally
that happening.
clarified, unless I missed it. I never leave that up to chance. I could have missed something. I don't know. So I think we'll see more of that. And then, of course, with Timothy Olyphant, I think we're going to see Dean. I mean, he was pissed this episode. He was not happy with Tim taking his role. So I think we're going to see in-person confrontation.
Some confrontation
between Dean and Tim.
I'm not complaining.
Dean Tim, is that a thing?
Dean Tim?
Because that was what Rob Lowe was doing the whole episode.
Oh my gosh.
He kept saying like 2 words together and was like, is that a thing? Is that a thing?
I totally wish I had gotten that, and I would have laughed so much harder. Okay, next time. Maybe do it again.
Next time. My delivery obviously wasn't that great. But I think we will see a little bit of that dynamic.
Right, I completely agree.
Between Dean and Tim. And I would love to see either eventually in the season, because we have 22 episodes this season. They got booked for a whole full season. That's a lot of TV to do. So I would love to see like either the LA crew, the LA Dean's Life, come to Boise, Idaho.
That's cool.
Or the whole family go to LA.
Yeah, I mean, my predictions could be so silly considering I'm not an expert on the show, but I would think that would be really cool if they brought, I mean, if there was some sort of way that because, this whole Timothy thing really upsets him, right? It clearly does. And so I feel like there's going to be something that he does. It's not just going to be a confrontation. Maybe I don't want to, like, maybe get a new, maybe have a show come to Idaho or something. I don't know. But I think that there's going to be something more than just simply, like, arch rivals.
You took my show. What the heck? There's going to be more to it.
There's going to be more than that.
Maybe like he'll go back to the grinder?
Maybe he will, and maybe the family will come with him because he's not going to give up his family now.
Right, because he's so ingrained there, and that's what he's been longing for all along. Yeah. And you can't have Timothy Olyphant on for the whole season.
I mean,
he's got to be in and out.
I say that we can. We can have him on, but
shirtless or with a shirt?
I mean, I think you know that answer.
I think I do.
I think you do.
Yeah. Freaking Timothy Olyphant. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
This was so much fun.
We would love to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. That's all for us. Episode 8, The Grinder. Tune in to us next week at 8:30 Pacific Time.
8:30.
To catch episode 9 reviews. And we will be having more guest hosts, maybe more stars from the show. You never know.
That's exciting.
So keep tuning in. Thank you guys very much.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.